Am I the asshole? For laughing at my SIL and telling her I have zero desire to raise her child? Obligatory throwaway. All names changed for anonymity. I am married to my hubby, Jimmy, for over 2 decades. My parents died suddenly in a car accident 10 years ago. I have a younger sister, Abigail, with Down syndrome, and Jimmy and I are guardians. Abigail is my sweet angel on earth. When my parents passed, I was a working mother of 3 young kids, helping to build our family business with my husband. At first, Abigail lived with us full time. Jimmy has always been at my side with her care and loves her to bits. After a few months we realized that my sister needed more attention than we could give her. There was just not enough time in the day. We discussed what would be best for her and decided to put her into a private adult home for special needs people. It's very costly, over $10K a month, and comes from our own finances. The facility does all sorts of activities and field trips. She loves her home, her friends, and the special days the facility hosts. We are always stopping by to either visit, sign her out on holidays to spend with family, keep her overnight for special sleepovers with my kids, and take her on every vacation with us. We never go more than 24 hours without one of us making sure she's okay. It's been over a month now and Jimmy is still getting nasty texts from Jenny demanding I apologize. My Mill knows she overstepped with her comment but is asking me to be the bigger person and say sorry to keep the peace. I refuse. Am I the asshole? So as the deal you need to be the bigger person? Why is that? My own mother would have told me off if I acted like your SIL did. But your SIL has a strong personality, so your Mill wants to take the easy way out. Is it okay she hurt your feelings but not that you hurt her daughters? BTW, it warms my heart Abigail loves her group home. Not the asshole. Not the asshole, and Jenny is a major R. If she had actual concerns she should have talked to you or her brother. And if she had half a brain she would see that sometimes living in a group home is better than with family who don't have the time or resources to properly care for or enrich the life of a person with special needs. Sounds like you are still involved in Abigail's life and she's happy. That is what's important. Also, if SIL does feel this way, she doesn't need to make it known and do so in such a hurtful and insulting way. Thank you everyone. My Mill called me. This prompted the post and asked me to call SIL and make amends. She's concerned about seeing the new baby and SIL's threats to not attend Thanksgiving if I don't. I love my Mill and have a normally good relationship with her. That's where I'm feeling the push. And if am I the asshole? Because I'm refusing to apologize. I couldn't get all this in due to post limits. I talked to my husband and he said it's up to me on how I handle this. He thinks Jenny was insulting him as well as me. Not the asshole. You and your husband have been doing everything right. Emo, what the SIL said was horrible and all you did was agree with what she said. In my opinion she should be the one apologizing for her behavior. If your sister is happy where she is and would rather go on the trip, then why not let her? She can clearly make her own decisions when it comes to where she wants to spend her time. People with Down syndrome are just as capable of making decisions as the rest of us. Sometimes people just need a little help, just like elderly folks. I hope the SIL stops attacking you and your husband. That's just disgusting. Not the asshole. What's she upset about? You agreed with her. In fact, I probably would have gone further and said, yes, we tossed my sister in a home that helps love and care for her. Which sounds like more than what your real family is going to be able to give your kid if that's your attitude. Tell her you'll apologize for your response after she apologizes for her initial, appalling comment. I did not ask to be guardian to your baby, and quite frankly I am amazed that you think anyone wants that job considering how self-absorbed, self-righteous and clueless you are, aside from being an all-around pitter. Feel better for hearing the truth. I know I feel good about saying it out loud for once. Not the asshole. Omg. No way. And don't apologize. Lots of us would have sent her packing after the stunt she pulled as a guest in your home. Not the asshole. X200B. Your SIL was the one who started off being ugly and you just volleyed it right back at her. Your Mill is also an asshole for saying you should apologize just to keep the peace. Not the asshole. I think something along the likes of phew, thank God was a great response to her not wanting you to raise her kids lol. Neither of you needed to cuss, but she's definitely the A here, not you. Abigail sounds delightful and you and your husband sound like you do a great job. Not the asshole. Be a bigger person always translates into please just fold, apologize and make our life easier. You have done nothing wrong, therefore no apology is required. Not the asshole. And please reassure us all by telling us your SIL isn't named as your children's guardian if something should happen to you and your husband. Not the asshole at all. You basically expressed that you are on the same page with your SIL about raising her child, which is not wanting any part of it at all. Was she expecting you to want to raise her children? You also have no obligation to be the bigger person and apologize first. Not the asshole. You recognized you couldn't give your sister Abigail the one-on-one time she needed and made all the right choices to ensure she would be cared for. She is safe, loved and spends tons of time with you guys. Your SIL seems to be insinuating that you've just shunted her aside and never see her. On top of implying that Abigail must be with you at all times for things like she doesn't have her own friends and fun things she likes to do. Do not apologize. She owes you the apology. Not the asshole. It would be a cold day in hell before I'd apologize. But I'm not sure what she was so mad about. That you didn't get on your hands and knees to beg her to raise the kid. WTF. I mean, she literally started all this by speaking about something she knows zero about. Why isn't Mill tell her to apologize? Not the asshole. My God, the nerve of some people. Not the asshole, and good on you for staying calm. If someone insinuated that about me, I'd lose my shit in a very destructive way. My brother has Downs and he's my favorite person in the whole world. I would do anything for him, but I'm afraid that I won't be able to provide the absolute best life he can have after our parents die. I'd love to hear more about your experience choosing a group home if you're willing to share. Nope. She put her foot in her mouth and you just shoved it in further. No apology necessary if it isn't two-way. You are not the asshole and definitely do not owe your SIL any apology. Not the asshole. Jenny needs to get blocked and Mill needed to either keep her nose out of it or TWLL Jenny. She's an awful person and needs to apologize to you. Aren't you lucky you don't have to spend any time with Jenny anymore? Not the asshole. She needs to come apologize to you before I would ever let her in my house again. Not the asshole. What a disgusting thing to say. You were more restrained than I would have been. I'd have thrown her out and never spoken to her again. Nasty. Rude was met with rude. I try very hard to be kind to everyone, but I also believe that nice, aka the bigger person, is sometimes highly overrated. Apologizing for this simply tells the SIL that it's okay to be rude. Advise the Mill that you will agree to a joint apology. You meet up, she apologizes first since her comment came first, and you will then apologize for your role. Pretty sure SIL won't apologize. Why should you? Not the asshole. Your SIL threw shade at you and got offended when you threw it back. I would say the way you should apologize to her is if she apologizes first. Not the asshole. Never apologize just to keep the peace. It's almost as bad as doing it because you're family, especially when you've clearly done no wrong. Natassil needs to be shut down and apologize for her nasty words. Next time don't invite her. Not the asshole. I doubt anyone really expects you to apologize, and if you do, you'll just be feeding Jenny's asshole flame. Not the asshole. Don't apologize. Why keep contact with this kind of people? Family? Not all of them are good to be around. Let her be happy in her little perfect world. She sounds like an awful, judgmental person, who thinks she is always right and that her baby is the Christ on earth. Don't bother.